Hey, don't know what
Man,
happened, but
man, I blame this all on Kaz.
hey,
This is all Kaz's fault.
cause I watched your show for the first time all the way through, and apparently this has been a thing with you. So I got the curse of cause by watching his show all the way through, and now I'm having connectivity issues.
Oh man, the daggone gremlins are coming in from Kaz's computer into yours. Oh goodness.
Oh man. All right. We're gonna have we only had one more segment and then we're gonna close out the show. So let's just go right into it. We were talking about the NFL combine. I've
Mm-hmm.
been to an NFL combine before, and I'm gonna share my screen here. I'm gonna show y'all what is quite possibly the best NFL combine in history. Now, on the screen, you will see me in a Falcons jersey, and to my right, the viewer's left, is a guy who I work with who's a Green Bay Packers fan. I have him in youth, yet let's take these next 20 seconds, which I don't think there's going to be any sound, and watch what occurred during this clip. All right, so I'll talk through it. We're running, we're doing the gauntlet. I got my Freeman jersey on. I'm
Let's
killing him.
go. Let's go.
I'm sliding through. I'm running. I got to pull up my shorts.
We got
they
the
were
Falcons
falling.
in the lead right now.
At the bear crawl, I'm killing them. I slipped.
Let's go.
And then he did a thing at me. My shoe came off, and he beat
Hit
me
the
at
dive
the
on.
very end. So that combine was the same year that Christian McCaffrey got drafted. Which watching him do the NFL combine in person, you can eyeball test people and see that they're just a class above everybody else. But man, doing that gauntlet, man, I was in the lead until my shoe came off, which I'm gonna blame the shoe on what caused me to lose that match.
Man, you got to keep that. You got to keep that picture up, man. Look at that face. Look at the determination. That is pure athletic driven determination right there in those eyes. You are looking at nothing but the prize ahead of you, and you're wondering, how am I not going to mess this up? How am I going to go ahead and prove to everybody that I am a world class athlete? And then your shoe comes off.
And then my shoe comes off. Yep. It was not my proudest moment. To this day, the guy that I did that race against still gives me crap about it. Every time around the NFL combine year, he goes, "Hey man, I remember when a grandpa beat you?" I'm like, "Shut it." All right, now I bring that up because there's a star that's coming out of the combine now. Every year, there's always a combine darling, somebody that they have their tape in college and everything, but it, sometimes it's an unknown person. This person was known before the combine, but he's got some things that he's done, and it's starting to show some eyes. So let's take a look at the quarterback out of Florida, Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson's day of drills at the combine was crazy. First, he set a record with a 10-foot 9-inch broad jump, the longest ever recorded by a quarterback at the combine. Then he set another quarterback combine record with a 40.5-inch vertical jump. It's also a full 3 inches higher than Justin Jefferson's jump at the combine. And he topped it all off with a 40 time of 4.43, one of the best times ever for a quarterback and faster than his childhood idol, Cam Newton. Oh yeah, he was also making these deep balls look incredibly effortless. His athleticism is clearly off the charts.
All right, coach. So here we have one of those athletic quarterbacks, and athletic quarterbacks come with their own issues. When you look at Anthony Richards' highlight tape, the guy looks phenomenal. But there were also a lot of college quarterbacks that their athleticism was a class above everybody else that didn't necessarily translate well into the NFL. So
Jamarcus Russell.
hey, oh man, my opinion, the biggest quarterback draft bust of all time is Jamarcus Russell.
Mm-hmm.
All time. I don't think it's close.
Oh no. Oh, he is the biggest. Even Ryan Leaf had somewhat redeeming qualities about him. Jamarcus Russell is the biggest bust of all time.
Do you think that the hype surrounding Anthony Richardson is real?
Okay, I'm going to say this because the NFL is a passing league. Okay, anything above 50% is going to get you a practice squad. That's what it's going to be. You look at the quarterbacks right now, and in as much as everybody in New York hates Zach Wilson had a higher completion percentage than Anthony Richardson did in college. 53.8% completion percentage at Florida with some of the greatest athletes that he's had. Longest touchdown that he had this year was 78 yards. And this kid's got an arm, he's got athleticism. But this kid's got to have something in his head. He's got to read the defenses better. He's got to make better throws and make better decisions. And when you are at the NFL level, that is what separates the men from the boys. And I'll say this right now. Old boy from the okay, the Bears quarterback. That's Justin Fields, right?
Justin Fields.
Okay, Justin Fields, the Bears quarterback, and God, he just played a couple weeks ago. Not the one from Philly. What the hell's his name now?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Okay, let's look at Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts reads the defenses, knows how to make the plays, and can make those throws. He knows how to read them, and he's been doing phenomenal. Justin Fields, same athleticism as Jalen Hurts, doesn't know how to make them. One made it to the Super Bowl. The other one led his team to the number one pick in the NFL draft. You have to have that head and you have to have that acumen to make those decisions and make them correctly. And I don't trust a quarterback who had a 53.8% completion percentage in his last college football season to have that same acumen that he would actually, where he's able to actually be a great NFL quarterback. Or I'll give you a great example. They compared him right there to Cam Newton. Okay, Cam Newton's year over at Auburn, where he won the national championship, his completion percentage was nearly 70%. Now, if you remember, several years before then, another athletic quarterback who went to the University of Texas by the name of Vince Young had a terrible completion percentage, but he led his team to the national championship over USC. He was able to get a decent enough draft pick. Tennessee. I think they took him either third or no. I think they took him.
Off the
If
top
I'm
of my
right,
head,
they took him fourth, I think.
4 or
Either
5, somewhere around
third or fourth or something like that. I want to
Mhm.
say because that was the same draft that Reggie Bush came out, Mario Williams. The Jets took the Brickashaw Ferguson and Nick Mangold in that draft, and I think Vince Young was the third pick of the draft. And the one not Sanchez, the other guy from USC that went to Arizona at 10. I can't remember his name right now. But regardless of that, Vince Young did not make the great throws that Cam Newton was able to make when he made the transition to the NFL. And Vince Young was out of the NFL within several years. In order to have some type of staying power to warrant a great first round draft pick, you have to have that acumen. You have to be able to read it. If not, you're going to be one of these busts, these workout warriors that come in and have all of these phenomenal skills, but you don't have the head to make it and put it all together at the NFL level.
Okay. All right. You were right. He went third to the Titans. It went Mario Williams, Reggie Bush, then Vince Young. Ferguson was fourth to the Jets, and linebacker AJ Hawk, who I thought was a great linebacker, went fifth to the Green Bay Packers. Man, he had a really good career when when it was good. Was that also the year Jay Cutler got drafted? Get out of here. No.
No, Cutler, I think, was a year later. It was it was the kid who won the Heisman Trophy the year before Reggie Bush. I can't remember his daggone name. The USC quarterback. He went to 10 to Arizona and then got displaced a couple of years later by Kurt Warner, who took him to the Super Bowl that year.
No, man, it was the same year. So you're talking about Matt Leinart. Matt Leinart
Matt
went
Leinart,
10,
Leinart.
and Cutler went 11 right after in the same draft,
Oh,
the 2006 draft.
I thought it was the next year that Cutler went. Okay.
Wow, man, time is flying. You know,
Hmm.
it's so funny because
And
you
now he's
know,
more known to be the ex-husband of a former reality TV star.
yep. I'm looking at some of these names: Antonio Cromartie, Chad Greenway. Oh.
Antonio Cromartie, the only guy in the NFL who not only has his own offensive line, they're all his kids. That
Oh
boy,
man, yes,
that boy never heard of the word prophylactic.
ever in his life, and I doubt he could spell it either, but I didn't say that. Um, let's go check the comments out, and then we're gonna close the show. David Cunningham said not to believe the height of Anthony Richards and other people that do well in these combines. It's all about the body of work, and I'd agree with that.
Yep.
He said that Ryan Leaf is the biggest draft bust. When I was talking about draft bust earlier, I'm still gonna say Jamarcus Russell is one
Okay.
at quarterbacks, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna put
and
Leaf close right behind him.
Leaf, I would say would be the second biggest bust in NFL history because even though it was a debate whether it was going to be Ryan Leaf or Peyton Manning, and obviously you know how that came out, Ryan Leaf still went number two. Jamarcus Russell went number one,
Mm-hmm.
and he was out of the NFL after 2 years.
Yep,
Now,
insane.
you,
Hey,
you know, you
guy
ever
made a
hear that?
bag though.
You ever hear that story about what the Raiders did to him in the off season about sending him that blank VHS cassette?
Yes, yes. So for the viewers and listeners, this is a guy who they weren't sure if he was actually watching film and studying defenses or whatnot. So the athletic director or whoever that's in charge of that sent him home a blank tape and then asked him the next day if he watched it or whatnot. He's like, yep, yep, coach, yep, sure did. When it was a blank tape, so there was no way that he actually watched the film. And this was a guy that people studied, evaluated, and ultimately decided to spend millions of dollars on to have probably one of the worst work ethics ever for somebody that's paid millions of dollars to play a game.
Oh yeah, just ridiculous. That he had to have been the biggest bust. There's no doubt about it.
David Cunningham says that in Anthony Richardson, he sees another Dak Prescott. And look, here's my thoughts about Dak. Dak and Anthony Richardson, I think, can win you some games. I think they're talented to win games, but it's not on the Eli Manning level of longevity. It's not on the other Manning brother Peyton of longevity. Nobody's gonna hit Tom Brady's level of longevity ever, in my opinion. I think Mahomes could get close if
Mahomes is too
he,
small.
yeah. I was thinking Mahomes could, but with his size, if he developed into just not developed, the guy's a phenomenal passer already. But part of what helps his passing is his athleticism going outside of the pocket and everything. And eventually, he's gonna get an age, and he's already got some of these injuries now that he's not gonna be able to move the way that he can now in even 5 years. So, could he go last as long as Brady? In our lifetime, we might see it happen, but I doubt it.
And somebody had a comparison of him to Dante Culpepper.
Hmm.
I mean, size wise, yeah.
I can see
I could
that.
see that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
could see that.
definitely. And Culpepper, I put Culpepper in the gunslinger category. He was slinging that thing. Um, and Richardson can definitely throw the ball, but I'm curious. I'm curious where he goes. Where does the mock draft have him currently, Coach?
So off of the CBS mock draft, because I don't have Mel Kiper on this one, they have him. Oh dear God. Oh wow. This is not boding for him real well at all. They have him projected to the Los Angeles Raiders at the
Ooh.
seventh pick. I
well.
couldn't say it any better than what you just did.
Good luck to him and his career there in Las Vegas, man. Oh, you know what? Let me not talk bad about Las Vegas, because Las Vegas is where the Super Bowl is going to be hosted next year. And hey, look, if anybody out there can help get the sports bar out to the Super Bowl next year, let us know. Shoot us a
Man,
message
I will
ASAPidly.
I will say this: Las Vegas is turning itself into a decent pro sports town because that Allegiant Stadium is phenomenal. It's
Absolutely.
always packed. Even that club out there in the end zone, full of all the women of the night and everything. I mean, it looks like it's a great place. They have that hockey team, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, that their first year in existence, they made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. They've got a good group of fans out there that come to it. And let's also be honest too, it's always been a big sports town because
Yes.
that's where the big fights always emanated out of.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, I ain't gonna say anything bad about that. I hope that the Oakland A's can end up moving over there and they can have a baseball team over there in Vegas too.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
3 quarterbacks that David Cunningham listed. He said that Bryce Young has the thing that quarterbacks need to succeed, which I agree, Roll Tide. Caleb Williams out of, I think, USC has the thing that
Yep.
quarterback needs to succeed. And Cameron Rising, which is the surprise name, but I agree. Cameron Rising has the thing that quarterbacks need to succeed from college to the
Yeah.
NFL.
I don't think this year's crop of quarterbacks are going to be as good as the last couple of years. But I just hate how driven the NFL is on the quarterback, where the teams live or die right now are just based off of what quarterback they end up drafting. The NFL used to be just about the entire team, and let's be honest, games are supposed to be won in the trenches, not from the person who's calling the snaps behind center. So I just don't think that this year's crop of quarterbacks are going to make that big of a hit. I'm looking at next year and the year after that. To be honest with you, I think the next one that's going to end up coming out, that's going to be the real can't miss, is going to end up being Arch Manning.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Yep.
that I can't wait. I can't wait to see if he lives up to that Manning name, man. He's gonna have the hype behind him. And from what I've seen, he's got the arm and the talent. And he definitely
Hey,
comes from a pedigree as well. So
they said let's see if he lives up. They said that about Peyton, and they said that about Eli. And Peyton ended up becoming, at that time when he retired, the statistically best quarterback that ever played. And let's ask all New England fans how they feel about Eli Manning.
yep, I don't like Eli at all. Eli's the reason that my cousin does not have a Super Bowl. Tragic, tragic indeed. David Cunningham said that the Raiders are trying to get Jimmy G as their quarterback. I thought Jimmy was done playing.
Nah, Jimmy was well after this year with that kid Mr. Irrelevant playing. Now they have their option, and they drafted that kid a couple of years ago. Jimmy G's just waiting around. He's the third quarterback now.
Hmm.
Hate to say it.
All right.
What was
Before we
that kid?
close
What
out the
was?
show,
Yeah, yeah,
let
absolutely, not a
let
problem, King.
let's show this face again to give us some music. Michelle said that I need to see more of this picture. Michelle, I'll send it to you. You will have
That's
it.
gonna be my avatar, the next one with the googly eyes.
You can
It'll
download
be-
it. You can watch it. That anytime you ever just need a good laugh with somebody that started off well and failed, you can just come to this pic and this video. David Boston gave us an update on the New York Celtics matchup by well, a surprise actually, because Boston was winning going into halftime. They let the first frame as well. Boston's down 110 to 111 to the
Ooh.
Knicks with 17.9 seconds left. We are not going to end the show until that final score is done. Then we will end the show and come back next Saturday here at the Sports Bar. Coach, as we're waiting for the updates, man, did we miss anything today that you would like to bring up here to the audience?
Just out of my own fandom, I would like to congratulate Max Verstappen on winning the Sakir Grand Prix over in Bahrain earlier this morning. The two-time defending F1 champion just started off the season by winning the first race of the season, which hasn't happened since 2011. But I also want to mention that in third place in P3 today was the greatest F1 pure driver that has ever been put on since Ayrton Senna, and that is Magic Alonso, Fernando Alonso, one of the greatest race car drivers that has ever lived, and swear to God, if Fernando is in the championship hunt, I am going to stop wearing my papaya McLaren colors and I will go for the green or the hunter green of Aston Martin and I will go for Fernando.
Okay.
Magic Alonso. Que grande eres magic.
And beans and disease to you too, coach. While we're waiting on that update, let's show one more thing. All right, because coach brought up.
And Nick's just called a full timeout. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh,
Hey,
Marcus Smart personal take foul.
oh, of course. Yep, Marcus Smart is
Julius Randle just made both of his free throws. Celtics took a timeout, 16 seconds left, up by 3 right now. The Knicks are.
okay. All right, so it looks like the
Yeah,
Knicks might have
yeah.
came back and pulled that off. Coach was talking
Hey,
about Grand Prix.
yeah.
Take a look. This is what I was talking about where we were doing Autobahn racing. Hey, if I would have done the Grand Prix, coach, I would have won. I
Let's take a look, man.
would have got
let's
out there.
let's show everybody. Let's show everybody the karting skills.
Hey, this is Grand Prix, baby. I wish the sound was being played all day, every day. Boom. Got out there. Boom. And got like a heartbeat person. All right. We ain't gonna show what happened. The people don't need to watch, all of that. If you want to see how the finish was, go over to my YouTube channel and check it out. Oh, y'all can hear. He said lower the volume of the video. Oh, I didn't think the audio was going through. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. We were just looking at killing some time here while the New York Nets
Oh,
pulled
whoa,
off a comeback
whoa.
against the Celtics.
Man, it's the New York Knicks, not the Nets. Come on, man. This ain't the ABA, and that's the Brooklyn Nets.
What did I say? The Nets?
Yeah, you said the New York Nets.
Oh wow.
Come on,
Oops.
David Cunningham's getting ticked off, and if he's a Celtics fan, all I got to say one thing to you, Dave: Go New York, go New York, go, go
Go
New
New
York,
York,
go
go
New
New
York,
York, go. Hey,
go.
the
Say
only thing
go
I'll
New
give
York, go New York, go.
New York props for is the New York style pizza. You know how you can take the pizza and then you fold it up and then you eat it like, oh man. I went to New York Comic Con with two people that are from the area. Shout out to Nemo and CQ from Pop Culture Warrior. They taught me the proper way when we went to New York Comic Con several years ago. This was 2013, 2014, of how to eat a New York style pizza. And man, let me tell you, I was shown the right way and the proper way of eating a pizza.
Jalen Brown, you got a shooting. Quentin Grimes just made 2 free throws right now. 12:22 left in the game, and Celtics down by 1. Knicks are up by 1.
Okay, all right.
Now comes the part where we're going to be on until like 10:45 because everybody calls times out and fouls and the free throw lines are going to be going on now.
David
You, don't-
Cunningham said that
you don't
he's a
have
Lakers fan.
you don't have to watch the first 46 minutes of any NBA game. You watch the final 2 minutes and it takes as long as the first 46.
Ooh, I now see that it is a tied ball game, 113 to
Oh, or going
113.
into overtime.
Hey, we're going to overtime. Hey, y'all. Here's the truth. I got sleep to happen, so I can't
I got Last of Us to watch.
I can't stick around in the stream for what is going to occur. But I did talk about the bracket. If you go to the sports bar on Facebook and in the description on this video and the original video before the stream got cut off, there's a link to join the WTF Nation Radio Listeners League NCAA men's bracket. Okay, sign up for it. The bracket haven't came out yet. I think they're going to be opened up around the 12th of this month. Look, it's going to be open for everybody to join. It is free to join. We're going to be giving away a T-shirt and a gift card. What and where, I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm putting my own money out there to give away a gift card for this competition. So if you've never done an NCAA bracket before, it's the most nerve-wracking thing out there. A lot of people do bracketology giveaways and thing, and we're gonna have one as well. So if you're interested, look in the description of this video for that link, or go over to the Sports Bar Facebook page and sign up and join. Michael
Yes,
White, I
please.
appreciate you popping in. He said, "Clean stream, guys." Hey, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for saying that. We always appreciate feedback over here. And do we have a stream schedule? Michael White, yes, we do. Okay, yes, we do. I'm going to pop that up on the screen here. Here's the thing. I'm not the best person to say this because I'm still fairly new. So up on the screen right now are the 6 shows currently that WTF Nation Radio hosts. There is a stream on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There is currently not a show on Saturday, but there's one in the works. Everybody's show that you see up here talks about something different. We have varying hosts. It will always be start at 8 p.m. U.S. American Eastern Standard Time. On Sundays, it's the Sports Bar. That's me and this avatar right here, Coach. I promise he's a real person and not AI. Although, hey, Coach, if I
Yeah,
can find a
I'm
way,
yeah, I'm the real life Chat GP or GT or
hey,
whatever the hell it's called.
hey, if I could find a way to create another one, then I could put somebody over on this shoulder. We could have an AI coach and then the real coach. Although that AI coach might not be as funny as you. But Michael, we appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to come back and check all the shows out if you want to, but definitely come back and check mine out here over at the Sports Bar. Amanda Garcia said, "Great live streaming." Amanda, we appreciate you. All right. So that's my show. That's my time. Coach, do you have any closing words for us?
Uh, you know what? Give your dogs, give your pets some extra love tonight because when they do leave, you'll never understand it until they're gone about how much they truly mean to you and how much comfort and love that they've given you unconditionally, and you should be giving it to them.
Okay, all right, Coach. I appreciate you. And Michael, I see your message, my man. I will shoot you a DM. Um, we'll talk some things out. We have our technical guy over here, but I'm also not opposed to learning different things. So I appreciate you tuning in, and I will hit you up. All right. Thank you for everybody for tuning in, Coach. We'll be back next week, man. Until then, salute.
See ya.